Yeah, let's go hard on the analysis. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? This is the WCS Challenge League Qualifier series games. This is day 2. I played quite a bit better on day 2 than day 1. Still didn't get super far, but I did face some 6K Terrans. And sometimes you win, other times you lose, but let's lose and learn here. Cuddlebear is very good. He's very good at the video game. Let's try to find out what went wrong and what I could have done better from the Zerg POV. So just to give you a little bit of my thought process here, 16 hatch means I get my Queen of the Natural out a little bit faster, which means it's easier to defend the Reaper at your second base. It also gives your base more armor when it completes faster against proxy barracks. So 16 hatch is a little bit safer than 17 hatch. Most of the time when I'm playing with commentary, I'll just go 17 hatch because it's a little bit easier, times out in a more convenient way. 16 hatch you have to physically pull a worker down, whereas 17 you can just rally an egg. So my Overlord's going around. This one's giving me defensive vision. This one's going for some offense vision. Wow. A maze. So we're droning up, making some lings, ling speed, pulling 2 off gas. With the Overlords, I see the Reaper going up here. Save that. And then I capitalized on this choice by taking a third base here. So I think this opening situation was really good. And then I even made an Overlord. So relative to how a lot of my games go, I think this was like a really crisp initial setup. Fantastic. And he's been going BattleMech against me. It kind of feels like a sort of new version of Bio, but for mech, in that it's fast. And Terran can multi-prong you and also maneuver around the map much better than slow mech. So for some history here, Cuddlebear has been a bio player for the majority of the time that I've known him. Whereas now he's picked up this speed mech style, which I think is probably going to appeal to more of the fast and active kinds of Terran players. So let's take a look at this, because I think I just made my first mistake with the supply block. And I want to be really focused on how my larva spending goes. So I can keep the units tab open for some of this. So I think we're getting an Overlord now. Oh no, I need my 36 Overlord. This one I miss sometimes. Oh no, I got it. Okay. This is a little bit late. Creep Tumor here, trying to connect the bases. Third base. My Overlord just sped around pretty nicely. He's going for Hellions. Starport Tech Lab Barracks. My Overlord is here. Good job. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this opening. What am I doing right now, though? I'm floating larva. My injects just fell. What do I want to make? I think drones. Yeah, drones right now. This is one spot where it can be kind of Monka-S to make the drones, but he didn't really rush out the Hellions. He's got Starport Tech Lab and stuff, and he did make a Reaper. So I think here, let's see what I make. This is quite a bit of dead time with my larva. I think this is one of the best things to focus on across leagues. This isn't just for, like, I'm a GM Zerg trying to league find. If you're a lower league player as well, keeping an eye on this, like whenever you have a bunch of larva, and then in the replay thinking about what unit you should make in this situation. So I made lings here. I think it's okay to sometimes make the wrong unit as long as you capitalize on it. Because making lings at this point means that I have a better way of defending myself against Hellions. So it's not without an upside. It's better to spend the larva into the slightly less ideal unit than to float the larva. So I didn't make overlords as fast as I should have whenever I sent in an overlord. Going for a 350 overlord scout is good. You've got to make some overlords to offset that. So this supply block is hurting me a good bit. Okay, I should be making drones here. Drones, drones. There we go. I'm making spores. Bases are injected for the most part. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. There we go. Bunch of Hellions there. This overlord sees the Banshee. Just have cloak. He's going for another Banshee, third base. I have a spore here, just make my life a little bit easier. One thing I've been trying to reevaluate a little bit is static defense. And a topic that Pig has brought up a lot is figuring out your level and playing the game at a way that can make you the most successful for your ability and things like that. So I'm not as fast as Dark, which means if I make an extra spine in my main base or something, or an extra spore, that's not really something I should beat myself up over if it's going to give me more stability in my play. Still doing pretty good. I'm floating larva right here as well. A lot of times this larva floating is because I don't quite know what unit to make. Because if I knew ahead of time, then it would go faster because I wouldn't have to think twice about it. So if we want to kind of line this up in a way that I could do this faster moving forward, let's take a look at this, and I want to write some of this down, if that's okay. Let's write this down. Okay, so we've got, let's look at the units tab. We've got 14 lings and 5 queens to defend the 4 to 5 minute shenanigans. I like it. I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna open my Google Documents. Please bear with me 1 second. Okay. Okay. Boom. Boom. ZVT. Let's look at streamlining this larva spending. I've talked about APM a lot in that it's not just reflex speed. A lot of it is knowing what to do at a certain time in the game. So in this case, I think that's a really good example, because sometimes I just float larva because I'm trying to process, like, do I want to make lings or drones? Is it safe to drone? Is it not safe to drone? So if you can think about it outside the game, that frees you up to just focus more on the execution when you're in the match. So we've got 5 queens and 14 lings to defend Hellion Banshee. And that's with spores. 5 queens, 14 lings, 3 spores. I think I even made 4, which is fine. So we'll say 3 to 4 spores. And then overlords and drones. Up to, and this is what I want to figure out, is when do I actually have to make more units? Because these 14 lings are quite good on creep at defending Hellions and stuff. So I should just be basically racing to 60, I think, at a minimum. Because what's the next threat then can come? This is BattleMech. But even if it wasn't BattleMech, I think it would still hit in a similar window. 6 Hellions, Banshee, 2 Marines. Yeah, so all of this larva that I'm floating should be drones. And the rallies don't need to be perfect. I think this is a weakness in my play, is sometimes I'm a little bit too focused on making sure the drones go to the right base. It's usually best to just start making them. And if, for example, you have like 24 workers at a base, you can just box them and fix it. Yeah, I have tons of time right now. Look at how much space I have. You can't do nothing. So this droning process could have been a lot faster. Since I made more lings, I think I could probably go up to 70 even. But I also want to be aware of unit progression. Ling Bane into what? Into what? What should I make? I have Queen Overseer on a hotkey. And I have the Ling Bane on a hotkey. Queen Overseer is trying to chase these down. Come on. I should be pulling the workers away. I still have the Ling Bane here. That micro could have been a little bit better. The way you want to think about it against Hellions is you want to run to where the Hellions are trying to go. And then you surround them. So I killed all those. 65 to 54. 7 queens. 4th base, yep. Not bad. For my level of play, this was a really good early game. I think my decision making for how to play out the mid game is where things really started to get off, but so far it's larva spending. So let's say we can drone up to 55, make a few more lings, slash 4 banes, and then drone up to 70 plus 4th base, and plus Hydroden. Because I don't want to just think about how to deal with this, the Hellion Cyclone stuff. I also have to consider the Liberator transition, because that's the thing that he does in this series. He goes Hellion Cyclone, Hellion Cyclone, Hellion Cyclone, and then a ton of Liberators start coming out, and there's Liberator range. And once he gets a critical mass of them, it becomes a big pain in the butt. Do I have Spire? Okay, Spire. Cool. Cool, dude. That's fine. I'm floating 9 larvae here, because I don't know what to do. What do I want to do? I can't make mutas yet. Can't make roaches. Can make lings, I guess. And I could also take Burrow. Burrow is a really powerful upgrade, especially on big maps. Just burrowing the lings at each of these new bases. Not only does it inconvenience the Terran, but it also gives you a really good read of when they're trying to expand. Creep spread can always be a little bit faster, but this was pretty okay for how active he was with his banshees and stuff. This was kind of unfortunate. The queen should have been over here already. I think they were chasing the banshees from before. And these banshees do have the speed upgrade, so they're harder for the queens to keep up with. There's Burrow. Okay. 68 workers. My lings are very numerous. You can't fight this army off creep with Ling Bane. It's too many Hellions. There's a lot of Hellions. It's pretty scary. Okay, so this is a pretty key supply block. We'll say after 70 drones, make tons of overlords to prep for max out. 70 drones. My economy is good. My supply block is not good. I could have a lot of this value in the production tab right now. I have 6 mutas. They're killing these. He's probably going to make missile turrets. Yeah, he has an engineering bay. Missile turrets are pretty expensive. I think hitting up the hive would be pretty good. If you're thinking about the long term for this map, or really any map where the Terran has a bunch of bases on high ground, you want to have probably a Broodlord solution to be able to punch in and win. Just because attacking uphill with basic ground units is pretty much always bad. I mean, Sun Tzu knew that. So Broodlord is a way to really kind of disregard a lot of these map obstacles that the opponent can use in their favor. Yeah, so I like the mutas. The mutas give me a lot of freedom. They also force a bunch of turrets. I'm not going to be able to get much damage in with them with this flock size. Cyclones are pretty good at killing them too, so. I have 94 Zerglings. I'm so safe to take Hive. I think that's what it should be. Is really rushing out that Hive. Okay, so Ling Bane, Roach, and then maybe some Corruptor to take command of my side of map. Rush Hive plus 5th base plus Anchor, Expose with Static. Okay. Okay, cool. Cool. Because I think my tech moved too slow this game. That was probably my main issue. I tried to do 2 Bane drops, but neither of them ended up working. Unfortunate. Cyclones kill stuff so fast, so an Overlord with Banes in it just goes kaboom. This is interesting. This looks like a Terran player who's been Nidus'd by Zerg. Yeah. Note to self, don't Bane drop against Cyclones. You can just kill them super fast from super far away. And after going for the mutas, I already forced turrets, so it would have been better to do that if I didn't go Spire. Okay. Yeah, I could have had a Greater Spire going about now, if I was faster about it. So when do Liberators become a threat? He's getting his starports and stuff down. This is pretty late. It's like 12 minutes. This is good to know. Okay. This is 11 to 12 minutes Liberator transition. And he's going Liberator range. Pretty normal. So I have a big bank right now. My economy is good. He has 82 SCVs, which is a lot. So I kill a bunch of stuff here, but it ended up being not quite as impactful as I would have hoped. Mainly because he has so many workers in reserve. A bunch of other bases too. Okay. And then looking at this situationally, does taking a trade here make sense? I think if my tech was faster, this could have been a Broodlord push. But it's not, so... We're hitting with kind of basic units. Having Lings come by this side could have been sort of nice, maybe? Like having some of the Lings with the mutas. Because if I have all my Lings together here, then I'm basically running them into blue fire from this angle. Whereas if I attack from the back, then force them to shoot in 2 directions. Yeah, I don't think this was a good idea. I created a slight worker lead, but that was way too expensive for that to be worth it. Okay. Well, good to know. What I could have done with that, if we want to work just from that situation, is I can use this army to control the center. So, just this area here. Get this creeped. to help my brood push. Because if this is creep, then my broods can push here, or they can push here, or they can even start chipping away at stuff here. So, yeah. Let's say rush hive, 5th base, anchor up, expose with static, and then use main army to control center and guard creep queens. How many queens do I have? 7. He did such a good job of clearing creep. It's almost like he's a 6k Terran. He is a 6k Terran for people who didn't get that. Yeah. Just because you're maxed doesn't necessarily mean it's a good idea to trade in a direct fight. Sad. Sad, let's not look at that again. Okay. So this should have been a greater spire. The +2 attack doesn't really add that much for me. Because the problem with fighting this army is corruptors aren't really that good. These can shoot corruptors and kill them really fast because corruptors are armored. And this one deals bonus damage to armored. And corruptors can't shoot the cyclones themselves. So, probably like a Lingbane Roach Ravager with a few broods on top. Not a ton, maybe like 5. What is the range on this? Does it say? Oh no. Ay ay ay. Okay. This, I think, was a really stupid idea, to be honest. They just don't have as much consistent pushing potential as Broodlords do. And they're very supply intensive. So I have a hive, but I'm actually not using it in any physical way. It's almost like I don't have hive. Okay, so let's say main army to control center. We have a marker for the transition of liberators, 11 and 12 minutes. And then make hive tech units with hive, for Pete's sake. So we'll say 5 to 7 broods, 3 plus vipers. Okay. Keep spire upgrades going. Cool. Cool, dude. This was a cute idea, but it doesn't do anything about this, which is the huge problem. Look at this. Ooh boy. Liberators are expensive, and they're very strong. Very strong against ground. And the cyclones. The cyclones protect them against corruptors. So I can't just mass corruptors and kill this, because they'll just kill the corruptors. But I can fight this with broods. Lingbane, Roach Ravager, Broodlord. Okay, so I'm dead. That's cool. That's cool. I try to do stuff with my Heck Muffins, but this game I think was a really good example of one where I wasn't really outplayed mechanically. I had a bad game flow strategically. Like how I went from one worker count to an economy to different levels of tech into another, it didn't really make sense. I didn't leverage the advantages that I had and create new advantages that would have put me in an even better position. I think I got part of it too on like a human level is I got a little bit excited because I don't usually take map control against Cuddlebear in a way that I feel like I'm in a strong position. In that game I did, so it's like, we're maxed. Oops, sorry. We're maxed, we have 70 to 80 drones, let's go attack. That doesn't normally happen. So, a little bit less patient than I should have been probably. Sorry for that loud sound. How loud was that? Are you injured? Sorry about your ears. Let's go to the other one. Let's go to the other replay. This was year 0. This one I think I was even closer to winning. It was moderate. Okay, I don't want to injure anyone. Oh, this one I opened with an aggressive build. Because I noticed he does an SCV scout. So this is just a 14-14, use a few speedlings to hassle the Terran's opening while droning and taking your third. So it's not a full-on cheese, it's light pressure. Heck. Okay. Opening build is good. Stuff like stacking your workers matters more if you're doing a aggressive opening like this. Cool. Taking my 17th drone to take a base. Fine. Reasonable. Reasonable. Okay. Just punch the microphone. That's gonna help. Okay, this is the first mistake. Is this the shortest rush path? I'm interested. Where did he send this? Just so we're clear, I would not count this as foul play at all. I had a delay on, and so did all the casters, so this is just his... Is that the shortest rush path? This shows you how much I do this build in this map. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, dude. He just heckin' rallies at shortest rush. My lings ran into it shortest rush. Can I just go this way? No, I would see it. Yeah, this informs his response and everything a lot earlier than it should. I think I could just go up with everything. He might see those. Okay, so I think with the first 6, this is 8 lings, the first 6 could go to the watchtower and then over. And then these 2 can go to this watchtower and then over. This is good to know. This is good to know. I don't know if this map is in the next season, but it's good to know. CVT. Okay, year 0, 14 gas, 14 pool, ling, 8 ling, 6 lings to top watchtower, 2 lings to bot watchtower, rally both to opponent net. Okay. Today we learned. I'm just learning so much. Dies to Terran, learns a few things. Was it worth it? That's for you to decide. Make a queen, inject. Brup, brup, brup. He just heckin' cancels it. Nice if. Okay. You know? I was thinking that too. Okay. This is fine. I'm a little bit behind in drones, but I have perfect stability on my side of the map, which I think counts for quite a bit. I'll have to micro against Reaper, get to take a third base unharassed. Fantastic. Get lots of drones. And we did delay this base and mining at this base, and we delayed the orbital. So this is worth it. And we got a big reaction with the bunker and stuff. Cool. Cool, cool. Cool, dude. Uh-oh. Am I going to be supply blocked at 44? Oh, no. Oh, no. Heck, dude. Now I have to make 2 overlords. That's a bummer. 40 supply, make 2 overlord, or make an overlord. Let's just do 30 overlord and 36 overlord. Please, for Pete's sake, make those overlords. Womp, 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 womp. Agent Smith ETA 1 hour 7 minutes. 1 hour 7 minutes. 4 Hellions. Driving around, doing some stuff. Building a roach warren. Queens are so tough. No. Sorry, I'm yawning a bunch. I didn't sleep super well. It's one of those where you're like thinking about all the different stuff you have the next day. Your body's like, nope, we're not sleeping. I'm racing right now. Be quiet, brain. Be quiet. I'm trying to sleep so I can perform well tomorrow. Just rest. Just go to sleep. Why won't you sleep? No. Oh, that's an interesting idea. Yeah, let's think about that. Does anyone else have that happen? That happens to me sometimes. Not that often. More often when I have a WCS Challenger qualifier the next day. But streamer, just don't stress about it. Forehead. Okay, dude. Double gas here. Lost 4 workers to the Banshee, but the Banshee died. This is a good spot. It's a pretty good spot. The thing that I think I missed this game was Burrow delaying these bases. When do we fit this into the game flow? I would say probably when I have the Lingbane Roach Corruptor army that takes command of my side of the map. I think around that period. Like Rush Hive, 5th base, Anchor Expos with static, yeah, there, plus Burrow. Ling at outer bases. That delays opponent expands. Okay. Okay. How many yawns can I get into this YouTube highlight? At least one more. Yo, never forget this Overlord. Good job, dude. Yo, good job, dude. I kind of feel like I should just push with the queens. Nah, it's not worth it. They don't really bring that much DPS. They deal some DPS to air, but not that much to ground. Maybe if there were more Banshees, I could justify it, but there's only one. Bane Nest. Roach Ravager Lingbane. Okay. Need to get my hive. Get the hive. This engagement was pretty beast. I think right now, I just fall back. Like, this is hecked up. Ain't nobody got time to fight up this. But just kill these and go home. That's what I'm saying. This, I take all this damage. Yeah, this was an overextension for sure. For sure. You know, it's really easy to point that out when I look at it in the replay. Just be smarter in the middle of the match. Okay. Get the hive. Yep, this is in the game flow. This is what I need to do. I think these timings can sometimes be really smart, but it should just have the hive behind it. Hive Tech Zerg. I'm gonna have a themed stream this week. I hope you're ready. It's gonna be Hive Tech Zerg. Except ZBZ, anybody got time for that. Hive Tech Zerg against Terran. I think a few more workers would be good. Hydras really aren't that efficient here. I'm not a super huge fan. Because if I had a Hive and a Spire, then I could make Roachling Bane Corruptor, which I think is more beastly in fighting this. Roachling Bane Corruptor, don't give a crap. The Hydra shoots the Liberator twice and then dies. Amazing. Amazing gaming. For those who didn't follow Legacy of the Void, the Liberator used to be a lot stronger than it is. Used to kill Hydras in one hit. And Stalkers. Those were hard times. I'm surprised I made it through that period. Okay. It's Hive, dude. It's Hive, dude. Hive and Burrow. Burrowlings take the Hive. Spread the creep in the middle so your queens can survive. Nice. Nice, nice. I think I go Hydra Viper against this. I think Vipers are fine. But Broods are good too. And then I should think about my Broods being centered here in this midpoint of the map. And then trying to push in and stay on top of the enemy army. Because I don't really want this stuff running around me in base racing and whatnot. Cool. Cool, dude. Nice. It was a close game. Close game, yeah. Some other stuff that could be done. Yeah, Burrow Roach, sure. And he would see it on the roaches, unless I was hiding them. Hive is the most reliable option though, for sure. It doesn't require any fault on the opponent's part. Really. Okay. I don't like my composition against this. It's not amazing. I want to see what this is in the Active Forces tab, actually. I'm not super familiar with this. Pause. For Pete's sake. Active Forces. Yeah. Okay, so just to give you a sense of this, the Terran army is probably a little bit more valuable. The reason you would say that is gas is typically more precious than minerals. So I have units tab, 34 lings, 28 hydras, 8 roaches, 2 banes, 7 ravagers. So it's pretty low tech and it's pretty hydra heavy. And part of the issue with hydras is they're kind of countered by everything. Because cyclones can shoot them from further away than the hydras can. And their thing is 400 damage, right? It's 400 damage, and a hydra has how much HP? This poor buddy's got 90. It's sad. And these guys deal 19 damage versus light. Let's see how many of these we got. Wow, holy crap, 10 of them. 190 damage versus light. I think you can just roast the first round of units. Easy. But if I had roaches in the front, that's at least a little bit better. Okay. So yeah, I'm not really liking the Hydra that much. If I have Vipers, then Hydras look a little bit better. Yeah, I think Ling Roach Ravager with some Banes maybe. Into some Broods. Cool, dude. What about Ling Infestor Broodlord Corruptor? Sure, that's more expensive for gas. It's like a 5 base gas meme. Maybe 80 workers instead of 70. Cool. That was fun. Do we like those analysis times? So to review, 30 Overlord and 36 Overlord should be tight, crisp, always remembered. 5 Queens, 14 Lings, 3 to 4 Spores to defend the Hellion Banshee, which is the most common kind of pressure. If it was Hellbats and stuff, could probably still defend that, but I am going for a 3-minute 50 Overlord Scout. 350 Ov Scout plus make Ovs to avoid supply block. Okay. And then Overlords and Drones up to 55. Make a few more Lings and 4 Banes, drone up to 70 plus 4th place plus Spire. After 70 workers, make tons of Overlords, prep for max out. Ling Bane Roach Corruptor, take command of the map, use the Queens, creep the middle, then rush Hive and go for Broodlords. Cool.